We'll see if it actually wants to. Oh, okay. Really? That'll be shocking. Change this just to be sure there's no surprises. Because on the off chance that something goes wrong, I don't need that getting escaped. I want to go through this. First up, change this to my headphones. Light speed. Fabulous. Trying to be sure that I just don't want to deal with punts, that's all. Five. Could be. Turn that down, turn me up. Publish. Yeah. All right. Fun time. I need to farm. I have not been able to farm for a hot minute. I need to turn down the sensitivity of my mouse. That is a little too sensitive. Turn on this. Currently Legion is the best area, I think, to farm. Oh, I need to check Ajara. I need to check her, the temple or whatever, back in Nazjatar. And then the fun can begin. What the hell is this? Oh. Cool. Okay. I guess first let's go to BFA. Because... I got Gracie with me. I do. Of course I got my girl with me. BFA... BFA to Nazjatar. Wait, did I already do it? No. Yes. Maybe. Yes, no, maybe so. Probably only streamed for a couple hours. It's been a minute since I've actually streamed. Don't need to be hitting that high. Alright. So over here, Nazjatar. Just portal hopping like a fool. And then I think today we're going to be working on the Mograine video. I already have an idea of how to start it. I have a much better idea of how I want the video to go, so that's going to be nice to write that. Because God, that first time was not feeling it. Was not feeling it. Went through the entire up to where he gets originally killed in the story and just started recording. Just didn't feel right. Yeah, back here. There we go. It's in here, right? It's like right there.
The
Oh,
earth
it's there.
beneath these pools boils in rage. Quell its torment.
Okani. Coils in rage. Now I'm really hoping the filters. There we go. In here. And we drop it like it's hot. Drop it like it's hot. And then we let the good times roll. Well, I'm glad to see that I can stream, so that's a plus. Such a cool area. Okay. Oh, did I ever... I remember if I actually... Edit. No, not that. Proves how good at YouTube I am. Forgot to check something. Details. Playlist. No. Isn't there... World of Warcraft. There we go. All right. Oh. Just popping on in there. How you doing, y'all? What's going on? Gotta go kill a boss real quick. Nothing major. Fear my power. That's right, Gracie. You get that. Or Taco Bell.
You are all fools.
Nope, yeah. Being a fool is what I do best. I'm trying to get a pattern off of the... What the hell is the dude's name? It's like the Fury of Azshara or something like that. Manifestation of Azshara. I think it's Fury. Either way, it's a rare drop, or at least it's rare for me, because I farmed it a handful of times and nothing yet. But I am hopeful. Maybe it's just my hardcore copium. Just maybe. Oh, I always forget you have to go down. I will say I love the interior of this. Just the inside of that big shell monster. Originally I think Blizz was gonna make it like one of the cities of BFA, but then they decided against it.
It is good you survived. I would hate for our gathering to end prematurely.
Enough of these games, Azshara! Face us!
Patience, little one. We will be together soon enough.
Patience, patience. Up. Oop. Let me get my small amount of gold. I'm a broke fool.
Ashvane means to hold us at bay, but I can sense fonts of magic close by that are feeding into this room. If we disrupt the flow of those channels, Ashvane's barrier will fall.
Radiance of Azshara, that's it. I was like, I knew it's something of Azshara. No, thankfully I don't need... Oh, okay, sweet. I don't need to kill Ashvane, I just need to kill this boss up here. And then the fun can begin. Or I should have aimed at the big dude. Might do some PvP as well. PvP while I farm. 2 birds, 1 stone, because there's a handful of recipes I don't have for midnight. And the ones I don't seem to have tend to all seem to be around PvP. Which is DPS, I tend to not care for PvP. I prefer to do the healing. Hey Azhara, what's going on, girl? Just here to take out some of your peeps. Nothing major. Kill you. And you.
The ritual
There we
has
go.
begun. We all have our parts to play. Isn't
Please
that
drop for me,
so,
please drop
my
for me, please
child?
drop for me. I will give you a
Yes,
crisp
my
high
queen.
five.
I sacrifice all that
That's all I can
am
spare.
to serve you.
Maybe a high 10.
Gaze upon true devotion, landwalkers. Behold the rage of a queen.
Strike that monstrosity down, champions. We must stop the flow of energy from this chamber.
Well, Felissa, I was gonna let her live, but you know what? Just because you told me to, I'll kill her.
My life
Pattern?
for Azhara.
No. Wait, my inventory's full? What the hell was I doing? Sadly, no pattern. Alright, back Silverman. Oh wait, no. Legion. I always forget I have the freaking... Where'd you go? Dal. Bollocks, where the hell are you? There you are. It was not in my sight. It was not in my sweets. I will say I did just recently learn that you can use your main bank on the character to actually store your stuff, but then you also, well, not to store, but the stuff in your bank is actually, you can just craft it from the bank, so you don't need to have it in your bags, which blew my goddamn mind. I knew the warband you could do that, I didn't know you could do it with the main bank. Apparently that's been a thing for years, I just never knew. Shows how much I got into professions, or actually, it more just shows how I never really bothered to check. I always wanted to make sure I had the stuff on me.
Greetings.
Okay, my horrendous. Let's just deposit all reagents. Fabulous. That clears up so much room. Jesus. Dreamleaf. Dreamfoil. Leaf.
Safe
There we go.
travels.
Now we have that all with us. Should have some mail giving us the gear. Be beautiful.
I have many lucky doos. You like?
Many lucky doors. You like? Can't quite hit that
May
pitch.
your feet find good
What's this?
trails.
Oh no. 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 65. Plus PvP gear I have gathered.
Good
Okay.
fortune to our friends.
Let's do this. We'll hit the... Yep. Oh, you jerk. I wasn't trying to infiltrate the horde. Blame my mount.
Greetings.
Check if the boots match the one you found. Interesting.
Till next week.
Lorathil. Alright, we're about to see some very bad gameplay for PvP. I could do a delve. Wait, what's my 214? That's not great. Wouldn't be too hard to raise it though. I'll farm for a bit first and then look at doing some delves. Cause really, delves are a great way to gear up you or your alts. Ooh, we're getting there. Or Goza. Eternal Palace. What are we missing? Back and headpiece. Which I'm not surprised, because I'm guessing that I'm going to need to hit... Oh. Never mind. I thought I had to hit the Ajara. Alright, now we just fly in circles. Fly in circles and wait for Q pops.
Owl beasts are fierce guardians of sacred places, but when cut off from the light of Elune, they sometimes turn aggressive. Rescue the Dryads from their menace.
Alright, fine. Don't worry, Dryad, I got you.
Felt myself slipping away.
Not on my watch.
Bless you, stranger.
Just learned about your Pappy scenarios. Went into a whole deep dive there. That was fun.
You have saved me.
Of course I have. I wouldn't let you die.
Bless you, stranger.
No, bless you.
You have my gratitude, traveler.
It's always nice to have gratitude. I had to take a nap sometime. Oh yeah, you ain't dead. Anything down here? Oh, yep. Back off.
You...
To murder those Dryads and turn them to monstrous creatures. I did not know owl beasts possess such vile magic.
Expect the worst, hope for the best, I guess. It's probably the smarter option. Do-do-do. Shaboop. balls, I missed that. Didn't recall. Do the combat. Thank you for letting me know. Apparently, Agamagan is actually voiced in the game, which I did not realize. I ran Razorfen for the footage, but I had my audio turned off because I had no memory of them really having voice lines back in the older dungeons. Thankfully, I can fix the audio. I had to do some re-recording depending on how badly I butchered it. But thankfully his section wasn't super long and the rest I think I got okay. Either way, I'll definitely update it in the future, so. I knew there'd be something I screw up on. It usually is. Okay. There's always something in my videos that I can fix.
Put him out of his misery before he spreads the taint he has succumbed to.
Sure.
Well done. Let us hope that this chapter in Sharthos' life is forgotten.
Sharthos? That R silent? Shathos? I heard Shathos. Usually there's a lot more Dreamleaf popping up. My god. I'll have to go back and listen to my footage for Razorfen. Did I have it totally muted? Oh. I will happily go through and re-record those bits if I really need to. Well, since I'm assuming I butchered it pretty hardcore, I'll go through and do that, but I really wish that YouTube had a way to replace the audio if the video doesn't change. Or something like that, or to upload a fixed or like a new video at the same URL, but it doesn't change the views or anything like that. Although I'm pretty sure on the back end that would be a bloody nightmare. Thankfully on the podcast version I can change the audio with no issue. Just re-record it and swap it out. Guess that's a perk to audio. But I guess it's just one saving grace that his section was very short, so hopefully it didn't piss off too many people. One problem I have is that different cultures pronounce things differently in general, so night elves pronounce things differently than humans would. So I always like to go off of like the night elves. Why am I spacing on their name? The boars. Quilboar. The Quilboars might pronounce his name differently than night elves because they're Quilboars. Kind of like England has a different way of saying water. Water. They say it differently than Americans. I think the A turns more into ah. Sounds fancier for sure. So I get bogged down in the weeds of that. Which is one reason why I have 73 different takes for one thing. Sometimes. And I was so bloody stressed with that video trying to work everything out. There's bound to be something that falls through the cracks. Those little gremlins. Let me fix my reply real quick. I want to add a thank you. Video. Wow, I can't type. Here we go. All right. I think that's always the problem with names and stuff like that. Always feel like there's other ways to pronounce it. But that's kind of the thing I signed up to with doing the video, so it is what it is. Do, 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 do. Actually, I'm gonna run that now just to see, because I'm very curious how bad I messed up the pronunciation. Let's do... Where's my garrison? There you are. My curiosity is getting the best of me. What's going on, the real Holy Spirit? Sorry, your message didn't come through on my my Doomaflachi on OBS. Hope you're doing well today. Okay, I gotta see how badly I messed up Agamagan. Or Agamagan. That just doesn't sound right. Such a bloody weird name. What happened to Frank? Or Bill? Or just like Lisa? Simple names. It's not very fantasy-esque though. Do. Okay, let's... Need to go to the Barrens, get to the Barrens. Yeah. Actually. Change flight forms. Or states? Flight something? Style. There's a word in there, I knew it. Alright. Alright. Let's go see how the hell to pronounce Agamagan. Okay. We're just gonna fly from here to the Barrens.
Ishnuala.
Ishnuala to you. It should be where it's at.
May the stars.
Alright. One sec. Need to fix this. I think about there. Alright. My goal is to figure out how the hell to say his name. I'm always terrified about doing the pronunciation of the names. Just... I try to find the pronunciations in game, but there's always something. Do. Ooh, that's cool. How's Mythic look? About heroic. Alright. I feel like normal looks the coolest there. The Void Spire. Arendar gear. Metaforge. That's kind of cool. I like the bits on the shoulders and the helm. Assuming it's just... Oh, okay. I don't know why, but that shade of purple I think looks cooler. Koreshi gear. Missing the back piece? Really? It's from a vendor, though. And she's collection. Actually, that reminds me. Did I buy... Get that? Oh, yeah, we're in a different... I bought last month's. The Outlaw. Ooh. That was loud. My bad. Alright, let's go with Zeus. This is not going to go well. Me on damage is not recommended. But I will shoot stuff. What do we got? Troll. Kieran, Blood Elf. Blood Elf again. Undead. Sure. We'll go Blood Elf. I have one of those. It's one of my favorite toys to have. I don't think it persists through death. Or maybe it does. "25 seconds till Christmas." It's one of the most quoted lines. I don't know why, it just always tickles me in the Grinch movie when they say that. Oh, bollocks. Troll. Alright, screw it. We're gonna go troll. I'll join these people. Burner, burner. Oh, I'm about to get my crap rocked. You. Oh, I'm dead. Oh, it does persist through death. Okay. I did not know that. We take that and that. Why are you not? Okay, whatever. I guess I don't get a health stone. I'm not cool enough to get a health stone. What's going on, TR? Hope you're doing well today. Ready to watch some very subpar gameplay for PvP? Oh, that's such a dumb idea. Nope. Jeez, everyone went lumbermill. Alright, screw it. I'm just going to be the watcher. Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. Doing well. Nice. It's fantastic to hear. So far, so good for me. I'm just really happy to be done with the Wild Gods video. Well, done for the moment. I need to double check how in the hell you pronounce Agamagan, the boar god. So I'm pretty sure I screwed it up like 12 different ways. So after this battle, we're making our way to Razorfen because apparently, at the end of the dungeon, the final boss has a voice line that says like glory to Agamagan or Agamagan or Agamagan, however his name is bloody pronounced. And then I'll probably try to work it in and fix it. Although I won't be able to fix the video, I'll fix the audio version. I might be able to fix the Spotify version though. Might be able to do that. I always forget that Spotify now has a video feature, so you can upload videos to Spotify. Which kind of blew me away. Oh, bollocks. I was so distracted. Nope, nope. Okay, in my defense, I never claimed to be good at this. Enjoyed the audio-only Wild Gods. Fantastic. Honestly, I wasn't sure how people would care for the audio stuff. I'm not good with hunters as well, so I'm only doing this to try to farm some honor because I need patterns for my inscription that cost honor. So I kind of need to suffer through this. But I've never been a DPS person in PvP. I've always been heals. So it's very strange, and I've spent way too much time in Pal World. So I'm still trying to like remember remember controls and stuff. Because I've been so locked into that game. It's been kind of absurd. Not even gonna lie. Come on, come on, come on. Yes! Got it. Frickin' barely. Where are we fighting? Oh, bloody hell. Nope, get you back here. Heal you up. But yeah, I just beat Pal World, which I did not expect to get that sucked into the game, but holy hell did I. And so I've been lost in the sauce of that. And I need to, but yeah, apparently there's a voice line at the end of Razorfen, so I want to go and check that and see if I was close. Which I have a feeling I wasn't, due to the fact of that's usually I'm never that lucky. Lots of people play. Oh yeah, it's pretty absurd. I didn't know what to expect from it. Like why are they fighting on the road? Well, that's their decision. Oh, bloody hell. I mean, we've totally lost. Not even a... Oh. Wrong button. I'm spamming buttons. This is not how you want to play. But yeah, I've tried to pull myself away from Pal World. That was also one reason why my Wild Gods video took longer. Because yeah. Freaking ice. It's just so, I was so lost. But I am really curious how much I butchered his name. Why are you attacking me? I'm like not even a threat. I'm basically a fly. Like I do essentially no damage to you. Name sounded good. Okay, so I may not be completely off. The person might have just been correcting me. Just let me know that it is there. But either way, I'm gonna double check it and just see. Because I am curious if I completely butchered it, or because I run into the problem of I try to think of how got to adjust. I just try to think of how the races may pronounce it. Like Night Elves, I definitely think about more because the way they pronounce certain things is different than a lot of other races, I feel. Like Sylvanas. Some people might pronounce it Sylvanas, but it's pronounced Sylvanas. so the A has like an ah sound. And yeah, so I overthink like a mofo. Which is also one reason why I have various takes of the same line and all that fun stuff. Because I tried multiple versions for Agamagan. Agamagan made the most sense to me because, like I say, elves seem to pronounce the A's with Oz. So it just made the most sense to me of how they would pronounce it. The Quillboars might pronounce it differently because they're Quillboars. Kind of like how Americans pronounce water differently than UK or British in general, I guess. From what I've heard. So yeah, it's just the rabbit hole that I go down whenever I do videos. And I always try and find pronunciations for everything, but it can be hard sometimes with the older stuff because, well, they don't really start doing voice lines consistently until newer versions, so older ones it's pretty hit and miss, I've noticed. Philly says water. Okay. Yeah, and that's another thing, is just people pronounce things differently in general. It's not technically wrong, but it's, yeah. It's just one of those things to where some people have the idea of how it's pronounced in their head, and when someone says it another way that to them feels right, it's like sacrilege kind of a thing, which I've had in a couple of my videos where I've pronounced it something one way and people don't like it. Or it's like some obscure voice line that I had no idea about and I couldn't find anything on it online. So, end of the day, I try to do what I can. I try to make it as accurate as I can. But I know I won't please everyone. So, honestly, we're not doing as bad as I thought we would be. I'm not really helping. I'm just here to look pretty. It's the internet, nobody's happy. Absolutely. Well, and that's the thing, is that I've gotten plenty of great comments of people enjoying my content, and like they listen to me to go to sleep or on their way to work or whatever, and I love hearing that stuff. It's great to know that I'm helping someone in some way, you know, get through their day. Then I've had people just be complete dicks. Which, it's just how it is. I think one of my funnier interactions or comments that I had, didn't have an interaction, but one of the funnier comments I had recently was someone commented on a video where they pointed out a familiar structure that AI uses when it writes. It's like, I'd have to look it up, but there's a certain pair of words it says. Love your vids. I'm playing since never got into the lore until the last years. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm glad you enjoy them. The funny thing for me is that I didn't get into the lore until I found Flying Buttress. I think his stuff is great, and his humor worked with mine really well, and I got more interested to know about what happened in the game, how it worked, and all that stuff that went down. And so from him I got more into it, and then later on I started the channel because it gave me a reason to dive more into the history of the game and everything like that, so it's been fun. But I'm glad I'm helping you. And I'm going to be redoing my Outland Zone lore video. I don't care for how I presented the information in that one. I felt like I tried to be too YouTuber-y, if that makes sense. Like in pretty much all of my videos, I don't have an intro. I don't pep up my voice I just kind of keep it pretty straight and narrow, minus the obvious, you know, like during some sort of action-y stuff going on, I try to perk it up a little bit, but yeah, the Burning Crusade stuff, when I listen back to it, it kind of feels like I'm putting on more of a show, and I just don't like that. So I'm working on redoing those. But my next video I plan to release is my Alexandros Mograine What If story. Well, not a story, but just my thoughts on, you know, how it could have changed, what might have happened, so on and so forth. Yeah, it's one of those things that I was reading the Ashbringer comic, and you learn real quick that Alexandros is honestly, he's not a great dad. He's a bit of a dick. And as much as I want to try and, you know, not be like too harsh, he was a complete dick to Renault, his oldest son, which he has a reason for it. It's not a good reason, because I don't really think there's any good reason to show absolute favoritism over one kid over another. But how bad did I do? Hell yeah. But I wasn't last. That's the important thing. If you are curious about learning about him, I have an entire video covering Mograine, in case you're curious. Although I intend to redo that one as well. Thank you, I know. I am fantastic, thank you. But, so the comment that I got on my recent video that, or one of my recent videos, it was, so AI has a thing where it has a tendency in the writing to have a lot of not of, but of. So, not of this, but of that, so on and so forth. And this dude commented saying not of, but of, not of, but of, not of, but of, so on and so forth, and say, ask me how I know these scripts are written by AI. And at first, I was really confused, because I write my scripts myself now, and then I have AI fix my grammar and kind of my flow, because my writing is not great, but over time I'm trying to catch more and improve upon it slowly. But I do write them myself and everything like that with all that jazz. But I was like, oh crap, did I miss something? So I noticed it in some of my older videos where I used AI with my writing or AI with the scripts a lot more than I do now. And I was like, oh crap, did I miss something? But I literally, I pulled up the script and I was typing in, like how you can do Control F to find, you know, words. I typed in the phrases, you know, not of, but of, not of, whatever. And I found nothing. Literally nothing in that realm. I used but and not and of, but not together, or in the way that they listed. And then I I did a re-listen of it, and I didn't hear anything. And then my friend did a re-listen of it, and she didn't hear anything. So I was like, I don't know what's this referring to. If you can do a timestamp for me, I can check and see if I'm just oblivious to it. I don't know, but it just made me laugh, because I don't know what the hell the person was commenting on, or what. I genuinely don't get it. But the people who try to, like, quote unquote out me as using AI for the writing, it's more prevalent in, I don't know, I noticed it in my Liadrin video, where I kind of picked up on it and it's like, oh, okay. And then I got a handful of comments pointing it out, thankfully not being dicks about it, just pointing it out in general. And I was like, oh, okay. So I've been really trying to keep my eye on it and trying to make sure I don't fall into that trap of using it too much. It can be a great way to emphasize stuff, but when you use it very often, it gets, you know, it's not good, honestly. It just gets too repetitive. And so I have no idea what the person was commenting about. I mean, honestly, if there was something specific that the person noticed, the timestamp would be great to know, because I listened to it twice. I went through the script myself and I heard nothing of the sort. And I am actively trying to be sure I don't miss that and try to make sure it all flows nicely and all that fun jazz. But yeah, that was just one that made me laugh, because I was like, what are you smoking? I don't know if this is supposed to be a funny, or if... I have had people who comment on my stuff basically, like I said, trying to out me as using AI for my scripts. And like in the beginning, that was a lot more true, sure. Nowadays, not so much. And even regardless, I've been very open about how I do my scripts. There's comments on videos, there's posts, yeah, it's just one of those things that I think that some people think they got a big gotcha on me, but you just need to take 5 seconds, maybe 10, to look through my channel, and you'll see I outed myself multiple times, and I've explained my process multiple times. I don't know, but yeah, that was just one that kind of made me laugh. Although I think my favorite comment that I got when it came to someone just being a dick was saying that because I used AI a lot, like for my scripts early on, that I clearly didn't care about the content. And that just kind of made me laugh, because that also made no sense. But people, I cannot please everybody, and that's fine. Oh, I'm with you on that. Like I say, from the beginning, I was never going to hide the fact that I used AI. I wasn't going to try to shy away from it. I wasn't going to try to play it off as my own. And that's why from the beginning, I always made it very clear how I do my stuff. It wasn't going to be like a big secret of someone doing an hour-long documentary about them exposing me or something like that. What's going on, Skip? Hope you're doing well today. And so from the beginning, I never hid the fact of how I did my videos. But obviously, no matter what, people basically take it as a personal attack that I used AI to help with my scripts. And that's fine. No, not Kata. Currently, originally I was working on farming, professions, because I'm trying to get more Dreamleaf, because I'm hoping to get some stuff to sell some glyphs. That's the word. Anti-AI crusade is cringe is obnoxious. The AI should do everything, people. Oh, absolutely. End of the day, it's a great tool to use, but don't rely on it for everything. And so, like, for me, I've gone to I've been writing my own stuff and using AI to kind of help with my flow and grammar. So I'm trying to learn from that to figure out what I like, what I don't like. I'm trying to read a bit more and trying to draw, because that's...
Well met.
Sure, I'll take...
What brings you here?
I'll take some of this.
I've been expecting you.
But I got pulled away because I was informed in a comment that at the end of Razorfen, there is a voice line by the boss. And apparently, the boss actually says Agamagan's name. Or Agamagan. That just sounds the most natural to me, Agamagan. And so I'm curious how much I butchered his name in my video. Yeah, for me, AI, I mean, AI will always be a touchy subject when it comes to most things, especially in YouTube-esque environments. But I feel like people assume that because you used AI, automatically you did basically no work. And like, I will say in the beginning, I was a lot lazier when it came to double-checking things, but nowadays I obsess over confirming what I can and ensuring that it's as accurate as I could find it, but obviously I still miss stuff or whatever. But I just always find it funny when people essentially try to do the gotcha moment for me, like, haha, we exposed you for using AI for your script. And I was like, no you didn't. I've exposed myself. Redid my resume myself, edited, ran it through AI 3 or 4 times, and the slight changes I used from it really fine-tuned. Heck yeah. And I mean, I have some friends who are good at reading and like great writers and stuff like that, and I know I could ask them, but they have lives, and I'm not going to expect them to drop everything to read my 27-page video script about everything and have them critique everything, and like, no. It just doesn't make sense. And at the end of the day, if someone doesn't like my videos because I use AI to assist me in the script, that's, I mean, that's their prerogative. I'll never understand why they have to leave a dick comment. I'll never understand that. They could just leave. You know, do the old thumbs down button and and do that, but for some reason people just need to get those 2 cents in, I guess. The only thing I really want to do to like up my videos, because they're overly emotional, yeah, big old drama queens and kings. Me, fool. Item upgraded. Phew. That is nearly as good as the one I have. But one thing I do want to... in the future, I would love either A, to get good enough at drawing to use art in my videos more. Because I've always loved the Warbringers videos, the cinematics during Legion. And they've done it a couple times in like WoD and probably a handful of others, but I remember WoD and Legion where they used it a lot more. When they make an anti-AI comment. Yes, that's awesome. But I would love to do some sort of recreation of the Warbringers video, or Harbingers? What the hell are those called? I always forget. The Thrall, Jaina, Khadgar, not Thrall. Oh, Gul'dan. Wow. And all those videos. I would love to do something like that for my stuff, to where, like, for example, kill you real quick. Bad Rocks. For example, during the scene where hit some minor details and lore that I don't see in any other lore vids. Oh, cool. I try and be as accurate and like detailed as I can, and that's one reason why I don't, like, I'm really glad that I have the audience that I do, because I don't want to condense a lot of the lore, because there's so much detail. Like for Ashamain, for example, she became my new favorite character. Like, she went down like an absolute boss. She got stabbed in the chest with a giant spear and still killed the boss by biting his neck and having him explode of Fel. For some reason, there's an A between Ash and Main, so it's, from what I could tell, it's Ashamain. At first I thought it was Ashmain, but it literally couldn't tell you. I don't know if the A is actually pronounced. No, it is. Aha, I heard it. During her quest in Legion. Which was weird that she doesn't actually show up in her quest. I thought that was weird. But yeah. She became my new favorite. She's the Panther God. Which way do I go? Up here. And during the War of the Ancients, she went to Suramar because she realized that something was off with the Legion. And so during that, she killed basically an entire army on her own while she was slowly dying. Because she had been stabbed, burned, poisoned, everything, but she was determined to survive. And so she... Pharaoh Druid for life? Hell yeah. I'm a Resto Druid, so I guess Aviana would be for me. But yeah, learning about Ashamane's story, I was like, oh, hell yeah. That's my girl right there. Okay, awesome. And... Wait, what? Achieved... Oh, 20 done. Okay. Bring me her heart.
I see you, interlopers. You
Okay.
tread on sacred ground.
Okay, how do you pronounce... What's going on, Soul? Hope you're doing well today. I don't play Druid, but I hear often and loudly how ignored the spec is in retail. How ignored Resto is, or Feral?
Shall never get whelps. What makes you think you can challenge me?
Okay. There was no pronunciation. Oh, Feral. Yeah, but that's kind of been the case. Feral's always kind of been mildly forgotten.
Greetings. Hail. I've been
Feral's always been an acquired taste, yeah.
How we shall meet again.
Alright, so... I don't know if I killed her too fast? Or what, but there was no pronunciation, so... I may have to come through here on a different character and not kill her so fast? I'm not sure. It was Razorfen. Yeah, it has to be Razorfen Crawl. Either way. I'll see if I can find it later. Druid is literally the reason why I got into WoW. My cousin showed me World of Warcraft when it was first out, and I saw that you could shapeshift with Druid. I was hooked. I was like, oh yeah, we're in. We are so in. I need to go... There was apparently a delivery of food, so I will be right back. What is this? No. It shows how much I've done this. Oh, there you are. There you are. I require assistance on words. In the Eritor script, or just in general, but I shall be right back. All right. Yes, both. Well, shoot me a message. I mean, later, and then we can figure out stuff for sure. Many wild gods and things take inspiration from. I don't know why they can't do it. They kind of do. I mean, it's inspired to an extent. It's not directly taken from it, but I feel like it's inspired. Technically, if they were going to go for Goldrin, they would have to bring in the pack form, but it's already been established that the pack form is incredibly difficult to control, and I kind of feel like if they did that for player characters, it just kind of would diminish that. Even though our characters are like the greats kind of a thing. So it's like, it kind of makes more sense. And then Aviana's is tied to Resto since Gahanir is essentially, I mean, she loves Gahanir. And then obviously Ashamain is Feral, Ursoc is tank. Balance would probably be Ursel. Actually, Blood of Sargeras. It. Right here? Sure. Really annoying that this quest you have to complete, otherwise it just keeps popping up for you. Yes, the Troll Loas are still wild gods. They're just defined differently because trolls just call them Loa. Because they're all technically wild gods, so the August Celestials, Ancient Guardians, and the Loa are all wild gods, but they're just different cultures call them different things. Kind of like how Goldrin is also Logosh. But the trolls also have a lot more. Yeah, from what I found, it was a culture thing, because they're all under the umbrella of Wild God, but Night Elves have their fair thing, trolls have theirs, and then Pandaren have theirs.
We are ready to begin the offensive in Suramar. Place beacons along the city's outskirts, and draw the Wither down upon the Magistrix's forces.
I'd have to like double check more specific differences, but from what I remember, what am I doing here? I'm out in prisoners. Wait, really? Oh, okay.
I would ask that you free them for me.
Yeah, sure.
I owe a great debt to the ancestors of those who were taken, and would see that debt paid.
I would have to do a double check on, like, because Bwonsamdi, as far as I know, is considered a wild god. Like I said, I'm pretty sure it's just based on their definition. Like, that's the only thing that I found was that just a culture thing. Because Bwonsamdi is the Loa of death, while Hyreek is the Loa of bats, or a bat Loa. I feel like Loa is basically just a god. Because Hyreek, for example, is the bat Loa, but while he might be representative of the bats, I feel like it's a weird thing. Have you read a post about how Agamagan is pronounced? Really? Was it just like how to pronounce Agamagan? Pronounce Agamagan. Oh, let's see. Let's see if I was somewhat close. Okay. It's in the Hearthstone area. Okay. Agamagan. Okay. Person I pronounced as Agamagan. Please help, we need to know. I also feel like it would be a culture thing. because like Night Elves, like I said, for example, they tend to pronounce their A's with Oz. I mean, Sylvanas, Tyrande, instead of Tyrande or Sylvanas. So for me, it feels like when the Night Elf is saying, it'd be Agamagan. But I don't know. I feel like it's just one of those kind of crapshoot ones to where it can go either way, but I feel like both are correct depending on who is technically saying it, you know? That's kind of what I try to look at, since, like I say, I mean, you also technically have Malfurion instead of Malfurion. So, we'd have to have a Quillbore pronounce it. Well, even then it wouldn't, like, that would be good to know, but at the end of the day, the Night Elf may not pronounce it exactly how Quillbore does, while, like we were saying before with water, people in Philly, I think what you were saying, pronounce it water or something like that, and British UK tend to have the water. Yeah, it's personally, it's kind of a crapshoot. I just try to get it as close as I can. How many? We need 2 more. My biggest thing is to be sure that stuff like Tyrande, Malfurion, Sylvanas, Varian, the ones who are like consistently named and they're in, you know, they're in the cutscenes, they're in the main story. Those are the ones that I stress about a lot more to ensure they sound good and they sound correct. The ones that have maybe 1 or 2 voice lines that may actually say the name, I'm not as strict with. I do try to find them, but like I say, I do the best with what I got, kind of a thing. For the most part, it works.
Demons besiege my peak. We need your skills in battle, champion.
I mean, I would love to, but there's literally no up there. Oh, that's why someone else is up here killing them. But yeah, these are the kind of just rabbit holes that I go down in. So I'm like, well, it can sound like this, but it could sound like this, but it could also sound like this, but it feels better like this, and so on and so forth. Needless to say, it gives me a headache sometimes trying to figure out everything and work through everything. Felscorn, Pilfener. Oh, they're all of these guys, gotcha. Trapper. Oh, it can definitely be a headache. Because, I mean, you have some people who are really keen on the pronunciations of things, and they get really irritated if you don't pronounce it correctly, which is fine. However, then you have, like I say, for me, my main focus is to be sure that the main characters are pronounced correctly. Like, I know there's one creator that I know pronounces Sylvanas as Sylvanas, or at least he has in a handful of videos. Very commonly used names in the game that are said very often by main characters. Those are the ones that I refuse to slack on. I hope I haven't screwed those up. Oh, to your earlier mention, I've always wanted to draw a comic in the... Yes. That's honestly one of my goals for my channel. I would like to get to the point to either drawing them myself, which is going to be a while because my art skills are not great right now. I can draw some pretty cool boxes. That's about the extent of my skill, but I really want to be able to animate. Well, yeah, animate more of, like, for example, Ashamane's Fall, to animate more of that in the Warbringer style. Oh yeah, gotta start somewhere for sure. I mean, to be fair, boxes are something that I would just doodle whenever I was bored in class when I was younger. And that kind of became my go-to thing, to where I would just draw them like endlessly. But I definitely have grand ideas of how I want my videos to look in the future, because, for example, like, it wouldn't be the entire video animated like that, because that would take forever and a day, and I wouldn't do sound effects, at least not initially. Or maybe for smaller sections I would dive into that, but like I say, I just want to try and add a little more to the screen, because when you have stuff like from the War of the Ancients, where Blizzard themselves haven't released a whole lot of art for it, they've released a handful of things. They have one cinematic / event in game, which is when Malorn is trapped in the nightmare, that I could get footage of, but it's very time gated, and I wasn't able to get the footage like I wanted to. But I'm gonna work through that and get those quest lines. Where the hell are these? I need 4 more pilferers. You're still cold. Can you turn up the heat? Get a blanket? Any of that sort of stuff? Wait, is it in here? Oh, this thing expands. I'm a dummy. There is, I just haven't looked into it as much, and it's just not this. Like, I wouldn't mind doing it like that, but at the same time, for me, I just love the Warbringers style. I have looked at, I do want to dive into actually taking like the 3D assets. Yeah, the comic style versus asset. I just think it just looks way cooler.
Well done. You have given us the edge we need against these foul creatures.
And so that's kind of that's one of my big goals, is to one day be able to do that. And I've thought about trying to like look for an artist online, but my problem is that I have a hard time trusting people, and with how AI pictures are, I'm very hesitant. I don't really want to deal with that. Not to my knowledge. I don't think I removed you on BattleNet. The only people that I've removed on BattleNet was ones that hadn't been online for like years.
The Thornir are broken. You're next.
I mean, I've seen plenty of AI pictures that look good, but I have no desire to have them in my videos. And it's not art. I would not consider it art. Like, it's an AI picture, but art to me is a separate thing. And that's just my preference of, I have had one AI picture in my videos, and I have still no idea why I wanted it in there, because it made no sense. There was no reason to have it, and it was showing a library on fire. And I was like, there was no point for it. That's the only picture for AI I've had in my videos. I would remove it if I can, but as I say, that's the only. I think it was in Khadgar, talking about like Azuna over here, like Dalaran on fire, and I wanted a specific picture, and I still remember it because I don't like that I made that decision. So that's why I always try and ensure I can get either in-game assets, in-game footage, or something to that extent. But I would definitely like to have. Oops, why does it want me to go here? Oh, probably jump in there and then jump over there. Like, I wouldn't say AI pictures look like shit, but they're just not impressive to me. I mean, I've seen some that look good. I'm not going to take that away from it, but I don't care to have it in my videos. And it's not something that I'll be trying to glaze or anything like that. But that's also just one reason why I've been wanting to improve on my art abilities. Because A, I've always wanted to draw. I always thought it would be fun, and I've just never put in the time. What? Oh, I'm honored with the Wardens. Sweet. And I have more fantastic reasons to actually learn how to draw. I got this really cool Blizzard art book, and it actually shows you step by step how to draw the different characters. The only one that's kind of weird is Anduin. He looks a lot like, I guess, Varian, but my first thought was it was Turalyon. So, otherwise all the pictures look great, I thought. So I've been messing around with that. Send you a link? I can do that. It's really cool. And so I've been messing around with just like tracing in the book and stuff like that. And then I got a tablet that my mom wasn't using. And so I've been using that to mess around. There's certain AI stuff that is incredibly obvious, but there's some stuff that I genuinely couldn't tell you if it was AI or not. But it's one of those things that is not impressive to me, and I don't care, you know? And even though I could probably mess around with AI and get a picture that looks good enough to put in the video, I don't like it. I don't want it in my video. Like I said, I've put one AI picture of the library on fire, which still no bloody idea why I was so set on that. And I've disliked that decision since. And so yeah, that's my thing. And so thankfully, a lot of people have told me that my stuff is kind of the background noise, so the visuals aren't like needed to keep them hooked and keep watching. I'm sure in some cases it would help, but I do what I can. And if I can find an artist that, you know, we gel and I trust their stuff and everything like that, possibly. But I'm just very paranoid. Dreamleaf. But yeah, that's like my ultimate goal. Ultimate goal for the channel is to have that ability to bring certain scenes much more to life, and so I can show that more, because I would have loved to do like with Ashamain and show her fight Ursoc and Ursel, especially when they get separated. Oh, kills me. Like the fact that Ursel, I swear Blizz does not like Ursoc, which is just mean, because Ursoc just wanted to live, man. He just wanted to help the wilds and just kept dying. It was so sad. And then Ursel keeps with that guilt that he couldn't save his brother. I would have loved to be able to actually draw that more. I thought about getting like so one way that I get my in-game visuals is, for example, god damn it, Ashamain. So I take the screenshot for this, and it does a blue screen on its own, and I can take that out. I thought about feeding this into like an animator program and trying to animate the 3D asset. I don't know how good that would work though. But like I say, I prefer the comic styling with the Warbringers. I always thought that was, I just always loved that style. When I first saw it in Blizz's stuff, I was like, oh my god, that's awesome. I want that. Down here. But yeah, lore videos are strictly headphone in the ear at work thing. That's what I've noticed. And so, I mean, that's why I have, one reason why I have like the audio only version for on Spotify and just in podcasting in general. For people who prefer that, or if, for example, oh god damn it. Okay, well, game crash. Okay. Rude. Let's get Gotta love it. Of course, my computer's like 6 years old, so it's on the struggle bus every day. And I don't help it. I definitely don't help it. Oh, I definitely need a new PC. I've been saying that for years, but they're just too expensive. As much as I'd love to go and drop a cool couple grand. Cool couple grand for a new computer, it's not really in the cards. Oh yeah, and I've meant it. I have meant it since I started the channel. I've needed a new computer since then. About 3 or 4 years ago. Might find an alternate way to tell these stories in the meantime. Oh, absolutely. I'm trying to find other means to do it in the meantime, because I mean, I have to get my art skill up a lot. The only thing that I can think of that would be semi-possible. Yes, I do have your help, Soul, and it is greatly appreciated. I'm just also very stubborn when it comes to wanting to do stuff on my own. It's a family thing. But yeah, so I mean, got a frog in my throat. The only thing that I've thought of that can do what I'm thinking of as far as the Warbringers kind of style is kind of Jesus, water went down the wrong pipe and it's trying to kill me. I don't know if anyone watches Flying Buttress, but the way that he does his videos, that would be kind of the only other way that I could think of. But at the same time, I don't want to do it like that. I don't know. It's a toss-up. I mean, in the future, I would love to actually pay... Hell, honestly, I'd love to pay an editor to do some of the edits. But that also just... It costs a lot more money. Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like I say, I love the Warbringer style, and I'd like to do something like that. And especially if I can draw it, that would be like my personal magnum opus kind of a thing. we'll have to discuss Soul and see what we can figure out. I just also feel bad for like asking for help. It's very weird. Like the creation, it's a very solitary thing for me. Like I don't have a lot of creator friends. Elfart, okay. Yeah. I mean, it's very rough, Soul, but it looks good. I mean, it's way better than I can do. I can draw some solid boxes. Fear my box power. I just create art. You don't just create art, you are an artiste. Walk in the corner store. Ooh, yes, get that drink. Get your drink on. But yeah, I've... Bedtime, sleep well, Soul. 3 a.m. It's 10 a.m. here. Stay and stream. Nice. I dig that. But yeah, I've seen some other people Hyrule Maddox, I think was another guy. I used to watch him a bit and he did a couple of animations. I kind of liked how he did it, but like I don't know, I don't want to just copy it. I have to figure it out. Just kind of mull about what I want to do. But the Warbringers style, if I can get to the point of being able to draw it myself, that would absolutely be what I want to do. Because A, it just looks cool. I love that. And B, with it not being... Excuse me. With it not being like full animation, it would still be... It'd still be involved, but yeah, that's like the dream. What are we whatting, Soul? I don't know what the what is referring to. How much Dreamleaf do I have? Oh, please, that's nothing. It's pretty absurd how much pigment you need for some of the Legion stuff. Right. Where are the balls? Oh, it's over here. Wait, what? Did I drift into... Oh, bloody hell. I don't want to be here. Get me back to Val'sharah. I think my biggest issue is I wouldn't mind hiring someone, but the return on investment isn't there for my videos right now. Like there's no guarantee for how well a video is going to do and everything like that. It's like until it's more profitable in the long run, it's kind of hard for me to justify hiring editor or anything like that. Over here. What the hell? Oh, bloody hell. There we go. I was just very glad that I got the video done when I did. So I've set a few goals for myself for the rest of the year. I'm gonna start trying to post probably like 2 shorts a week See if maybe that helps boost some channel numbers, but you know, in like a good way. Not just general views. But I feel like people who watch my videos don't really give a shit for shorts, so I don't know if it'll really do much. But I won't know unless I try. Alright, let's PvP. I'll probably only go for maybe another 20-ish minutes. And one thing I've thought about was I thought about doing in the past I did Let's Plays for WoW where I would like read the quests more and everything like that, and I thought that wouldn't be a bad idea, but I feel like it would have to be on a separate channel. I don't know how many people would really care to watch Let's Plays with WoW. It would be very chill Let's Plays. I do have a Minecraft channel that I post to occasionally, but I try not to, What's going on, Croach? Been a minute. Couldn't be more excited for Classic Plus. Have they officially announced that, or has that just been the rumor mill forever? Because I've heard people speculating they're gonna do the official announcement, but I haven't heard Blizz do an official announcement saying we're rocking and rolling all night. We're rocking and rolling all night and party every day. All right, let's go Zeus. I'd be curious if, like I say, I haven't heard anything from Blizz themselves about Classic Plus. I've heard people saying that they've speculated that it's, you know, going to happen, but unreliable data mines, leaks, wouldn't see an announcement until BlizzCon. Gotcha. I'd be curious how they're gonna do it, if they're gonna just do what everyone's speculating with, making new content and kind of making it what Blizzard originally had in mind for Classic, or how that would go. Because it'd be interesting. I'm just curious what the hell's gonna happen after Last Titan. Because Bellular talked about basically doing a reset, which I don't know how that would really go. I mean, he explained a few different ways, but it just seems odd. I don't know. I'm very much in the minority of, I don't really have much dislike or hate towards Blizz. I want nothing but the best for them. And I hope that they can keep making good content for WoW. Of course, I'm very much in the minority. I'm just looking forward to see what's gonna come. We chilling over here? Where are we going? I will die. Let's go over here. I am not good at PvP on damage, so this is not going to be optimal hunter gameplay. I'm much more of a healer. Speaking of healers, where are the healers? Oh, hi, friend. Oh, that's a warlock pet. Never mind. Okay, can they stop attacking me for like 3 seconds? That'd be great. There we go. Whoa, balls. I don't even know who... Oh, there you are. Alright, cool. Been just so burned on retail, it's game loop personally. I get that. Well, and the thing I like about WoW currently is that you have options. So if you don't like retail, you can go to Classic. If you don't like Classic, you can go to MoP. If you don't like MoP, you can go to BC Classic. I mean, I do personally love that you have all those options, even though some people obviously hate everything that Blizz does and they find a reason to dislike any of it. But that's one reason why I like them a lot, is because they have the options for players to essentially pick your own adventure. That's kind of how I see it. Retail does have a lot of opportunity, and I hope for good things at playing Classic. A really fun experience. Oh yeah. Personally, I do enjoy playing Classic. Like I'm dual boxing. I have 2 accounts that I'm leveling a hunter and a druid, I believe was what I got. And I really enjoy playing. I've always enjoyed the Classic style. I've always been into the grindy stuff, which says a lot with like Power World, because I played the shit out of Power World. I just beat the game. I just beat the final boss, which that final boss was a biatch, man. And so, I mean, for me, I hope one day to be able to work with Blizz. I think it'd be kind of cool to make a video for him. I don't know what the hell I would do, or if they would even care. Like, I don't know if it's something that I reach out to them, be like, hey man, would love to work with you and do a video or something, or how the hell that works, but I would absolutely love to work with them. My buddy started up a Terraria world and excited for it. I've never played Terraria. I've heard good things about it, but it doesn't really seem like my kind of game. Power World was one of those games that obviously I'd heard about from all the lawsuits of Nintendo trying to just be the fun killer that Nintendo wants to be nowadays. But I didn't really get into it because of the lawsuits, because I was thinking that, well, something's going to happen with it, and I don't want to get so involved in the game, and then all of a sudden you can't play the game anymore, and so I purposely just didn't touch it. I kind of heard through the rumor mill of what was going on with them and everything, but finally when it released, I bought it, and holy shit. I got so lost. It is way too fun. It can be super grindy though. However, I did not optimize at all. So I think what I'm going to do is play... I'm going to play through it again for sure. Like 1000%. And I'm going to do completely default, because I tweaked a couple things in the settings, which is also another thing why I love Power World, is that you can customize it to however the hell you want to play, which I think is really cool. And so I'll do just a default run, and then from there try to really optimize how I play, because my base right now is not optimized. It's pretty sad. Like, it works, but it's definitely far from optimized for ensuring that, you know, everything flows smoothly. But some of the controls are really weird. And I will say, one of my biggest gripes is that there's no hotkey for potions. Like, I can understand there not being a hotkey for your potions for your pals, because that would be, I feel like, kind of hard to finesse to make it nice, but a hotkey for a potion for yourself, I feel is... it should be in there. Oh, it seems fun, but I couldn't get past a lot of the visual, especially the UI and the world cohesion. I think I get what you're saying. For me, it was... the visuals I had no problem with. I honestly love the visuals. I think it looks great. But for me, some of the UI is kind of clunky, it feels like. And it takes a little while to get used to, but it's very much a game that I've always wanted to play. I mean, I've played the Pokemon games. The last games I played with Pokemon was, I think it was Black and White. Yeah, I think it was Black and White. And I've enjoyed the Pokemon games, but I've always preferred open world games. They don't need to be like stupid open world, like we're talking Red Dead Redemption kind of thing, which is a great game, but holy shit, it is massive. But like Digimon Storytime Stranger, oh, I love that game. I sunk 100 hours into that easily, very quickly too. Like it. If Digimon Storytime Stranger was similar to Pal World in the like world itself, that would be, oh, I would replay that so many times. Because the base building, the PAL collecting, and everything like that is just fantastic. Now for Digimon, I think it could actually work better. And be, you know, less butchering. Because you actually like butcher pals to get certain resources if you really feel the urge to. With Digimon, you can easily just say, like, you've collected enough of their data to get this material or something like that. But yeah, like, it scratched all the itches for me. The biggest thing was definitely navigating the UI and kind of certain ways to press and everything like that. For example, one thing that was driving me crazy, I finally kind of got used to it, but I realized that there's no way I can use this thing in a boss fight because I will fail horribly. Is it later on at the end of the game, you can actually have wings, so you can fly around so long as you have enough fuel. But the thing that just doesn't seem right to me is that they invert what I would assume is the controls. So they have W as being where you go down. So, for example, like right now, hitting W, you'd go down, and then S is when you go ascend, which I'm like, that seems so backwards to me. So it took me a while to actually figure it out and actually do it. So I have to consciously be like, okay, we're taking off, we're hitting S. Okay, it's not very intuitive. And there's certain things like that. But yeah, I can easily see myself playing through again and trying to like play totally differently, and I can see different, like if I want to do a challenge for myself. Last Pokemon game I played, Scarlet Violet. It's pretty fun, even though it got a lot of... Yeah, I mean, for me, I still have a soft spot, and I still love like Leaf Green, Fire Red, Red and Blue, obviously the OGs. Leaf Green and Fire Red are just like, I played the shit out of those when they were fresh. And then, but I always, like, for me, I love the idea of Pal World of Pokemon or Digimon. Like with Digimon, I enjoyed the story. I enjoy the it's very much not open world, but you can explore a bit. And being someone who loved Digimon, and I recently watched the they did like a 4-part movie. It's like I can't remember exactly what it is. I can't remember the name of it, but I recently watched that, and I really enjoyed that. My brother wasn't a big fan because it was a lot of talking, which I'd have to go back and rewatch it because I might have just been enjoying the nostalgia too much. But I still enjoyed it. The Digimon movie, still peak. Love that movie. Like when I think it's War Greymon and Metal Garurumon are going into the system to go and fight the big bad. Oh my god, so hype. Just, it's fantastic. It's awesome. And never was a Digimon kid? Oh, sad day. For me, Pokemon and Digimon are pretty equal. Like, the Pokemon games were king, obviously, because there really wasn't a whole lot of Digimon games when I was a kid. But I watched the anime, cartoon, however you want to, probably considered anime. Either way, I watched the cartoon series as a kid, and I started rewatching it a little bit, and it's still good, but it's cheesy as hell. But like, in all the good ways, I feel. Similar to Yu-Gi-Oh! I love Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't care for how complicated the game Yu-Gi-Oh! Is nowadays, but I still enjoy the game. But yeah, for Pal World for me is what I would love to see in either a Digimon or Pokemon game. If they could do that, you have no idea how much I would squeal like a little girl. Like, I would definitely hit falsetto, for sure. I do think that Digimon would be a little easier to do it, or they might be a little more open to do something like that. But yeah, Storytime Stranger, I really enjoyed. The only thing with that is that there's not a whole lot of exploring, so you're making challenges for yourself. For example, you can play through the game as on, say, the hardest difficulty, and you only use these certain Digimon, or you only use male Digimon, and another run you do female Digimon. But I can feel like it gets a little old. And so, but yeah, Pal World, I can very much see me doing another run and trying to optimize the base building and stuff like that, because there's a way to make it a lot more efficient for, you know, all parties involved. But it was great. Oh, Soul sent me cute pet pics. So adorable. If I can type. Makes me miss my pup. She was a good girl. And fun fact. No. That's why this pet's name is Gracie, because it reminds me of my dog that passed away. She had very fox-like features. Her coat definitely wasn't that. It was a brindle color, but when we first found her, we thought she was a fox, so I knew I had to get a fox. So now she's always by my side. Just like in life. But I did actually consider, I kind of want to do a channel where I do just Let's Plays. I don't see it going anywhere as far as, you know, really popular or anything like that, but I think some people might like just a chill playthrough, nothing too crazy. Rip indeed. She was a good gal. The worst thing about it was that it wasn't, like, it hit her like a truck. Literally 1 week she was running around fine, and then the next week she was gone. It wasn't cancer or anything like that. It wasn't some sort of illness. It just old age hit her like a goddamn truck. Because she lived to be 15, so she wasn't like... She didn't die young or anything like that, thankfully. She got to live a full life. But I was expecting her to kind of go downhill slowly, like my another dog we had. She was a black lab chow mix, and she lived to be about 11, 12. And she, I think my mom was saying that we kept her alive a bit longer than she should have been. She was definitely going downhill. And, but yeah, with Gracie, it was just hit her like a truck. And shattered me. Scarlet and Violet is close to what I want. Pokemon game, fun, 3D open world, easy online co-op. Just a lot of shortcomings, unfortunately. What kind of shortcomings? Because I always I love the open world. For me, one thing I've never been a big fan of was turn-based combat, even though I did grow up on the Pokemon games. I've always wanted more of that adventure feel. Like you can just go out in the world and you can encounter them and you can battle them in that way. And so that was always kind of my thing. And over time, I got less and less interested in the turn-based combat. But yeah, Black and White was the last ones that I personally own. But Scarlet and Violet, I want to check those out real quick. I know I've heard Pokemon Scarlet and Violet. Okay. Nintendo Switch. I could buy it, but I'm guessing it's still like $50. Interesting. I'd be curious. Is it actually... just check Amazon. I could also check the store. The Nintendo store. I don't know if I can type. Pokemon Violet. Still for $50? Bruh, it released 4 years ago. Holy balls. I wouldn't mind checking out another Pokemon game. I know they re-released Leaf Green and Fire Red on Switch. Or Switch 2 or something. Classic Nintendo, right? When a game's been out for 4 years, you expect it to drop a little bit in price. And that's one reason why I started to definitely see the quality of Nintendo's games, or at least Pokemon. It felt like they were phoning it in. And just never captured my attention to go back to it. I do kind of want to replay Digimon Storytime Stranger. I really hope they continue with the Storytime Stranger. I just hope that the next version might be more open world. So you can actually explore more and do more stuff like that. Like I say, if they had Pal World with Digimon, oh, I would get so lost in the sauce. I know there's no chance in hell that Nintendo will do that. Digimon Online, I don't think so. It sounds familiar, but I don't think I ever did. That's still a thing. Digimon Online. Digimon Masters? First place created in order to bring Digimon Master, also known as... Oh, okay. Oh. I did not. I will have to check that out. I'm curious. Is there going to do a Digimon Storytime Strangers 2? Digimon Story Time Stranger 2? No, not what I was asking. I guess, will there be a sequel? Will there be a 2? Instead of sound full of been announced a massive large-scale expansion DLC. Huh? Okay. Instead of a standalone full sequel, Bandai announced massive large-scale expansion DLC for Digimon Storytime slated for launch 2027. Rather than a brand new separate title, large-scale expansion confirmed during presentation. Or about the small episodic content. Okay. Welcome back, Skip. Hope you got your drink. Hopefully it is helping with that thirst. We're just talking some Digimon and Pal World because I got lost in the sauce of Pal World. And got onto the subject of Digimon Storytime Stranger, which I also really enjoyed. Which I kind of want to go back and replay. I did beat that game. It's damn hot. Thankfully, it's not too hot in the office right now, but I have an AC unit in here just in case if it does get toasty. Just in case. I might do a poll on the channel asking if people would want to. Oh, you're outside. Oh, well. Yeah. I'll have to check out Terraria. I've heard good things about it, but I'm not sure how much it would draw me in. But I've seen some channels do really well with fairly basic Let's Play stuff, and I wouldn't mind doing something like that. Can't complain though, it snows 9. Yeah. One of those times where you kind of keep the complaints silent because you know that for those 9 months you're going to be like, where's the sun? I want to sweat a little bit. When I lived in North Dakota for a year, that was... Yeah, I can understand. Doing deliveries in that weather was less than ideal, I can promise you that. I think the coldest I did a delivery in, I think it was negative 30 degrees Fahrenheit. South Dakota. Ah. I did go to... Okay. I visited South Dakota a couple times. I think I had a delivery down to South Dakota, which was absurd because that was like a 6-hour drive or some crap. It was crazy. I know we had a really long one into Minnesota. I feel like we had 1 or 2 down to South Dakota. I'll have to look into the Storytime Stranger because I'm very curious about that. They're not having... currently, I've been out of work for a while because I injured myself on the job. So I've been out of work for about a year. I had a fusion on my spine and all that fun stuff. I had a bad pinched nerve and it was quite exciting. But I did deliveries for Amazon to where I ended up falling on the job and then got that. I have no problem with snow and stuff, but it's when I have to commute to work in the snow is when it's just awful. If I just stay home and get to enjoy, you know, doing whatever I want to do or work from home, fantastic. But the commuting to work in the cold and ice and stuff like that, especially when majority of people either over or underestimate how much ice can affect you. Ugh. Southern California born and raised. Yeah. I enjoy the cold for sure. But for me, it's just one of those things of, while I love looking at snow and everything like that, I hate driving in it. A, because my car sucks, and it should not be in the snow. It should not be in the snow. But also just, after living in North Dakota, I just saw so many people that just should not be driving at all, especially in the snow. But yeah, I was doing delivery and I missed my, I was walking onto the sidewalk and my foot slipped off and I slammed my elbow into the ground, which then caused my nerve pain to begin, or to enhance by about a lot, down my right arm. And so I was dealing with that for a long time, and then finally got the fusion knocked out. So I have C6 and C7, or C5 and C6 fused together. And yeah, so I still have some residual symptoms from my arm. If I use it too much, I get pain down my arm. I'll randomly just get pain down my arm to where I have to stop what I'm doing and, you know, let it run or go lay down or something. It can be fun, but end of the day, it's better than it was. So I try not to complain. Everything here in Deadwood is uphill or downhill in the snow. Oh, Jesus, hell no. That's... Sorry, boss, can't come into work. There's too many hills. It can heal, but it very much varies from person to person. So, for example, when I first had the surgery done, the surgeon told me that you have some people who have instant change and they're, you know, got their strength back. They got everything's looking on the up and up. Then you have people who have zero change even after the surgery with all that. Then you have me, where it basically, some of my symptoms were gone, but others stuck around. Like, I gained some of my strength back, but the nerve pain was still there. Not as intense, but it was still there. And then stuff like that. So I was like in the annoying middle ground. And he said that after about 6 months to a year, I believe, following the surgery, is when you get like, okay, this is where you'll basically be at. And I'm just waiting to hear back if I'm going to get into a legitimate rehab facility to see if I can get more movement in my arm. Because right now I can only raise my arm out to my side about 90 degrees. I can't really do any higher unless I really push my arm. Directly in front of me, I can do like the Nazi salute, so that's not really good. And it still hurts. And I still get pain into my fingers, into my hand. Yeah. So in theory, it can do it. Yeah, there's a reason why I don't really do don't raise my hand up in front of me in public. I don't need that kind of attention. Yeah, so wouldn't recommend. No, definitely not. That's definitely a, I'll demonstrate it, but very quickly. This is how high I can go. I hope you saw it, because that's done. But yeah, so right now I'm waiting to hear from a rehab place in a city near me, and it's like a full-blown rehab deal where it's, I think, 4 hours of actual rehab, and then it's a 6-hour day, so they wanted to kind of get you back into some sort of working life. So the day starts at, I think, 8 in the morning, and then From there, you go for 2 hours of PT, 2 hours of occupational medicine. I don't know the difference, but I know there's 2 different things that I'd be doing. And then 2 hours of essentially learning why your nerves do what they do. And do that for 5, I think it's 5 days. And then weekends you're off. And you do that for a month. And then from there, you go, I think 6 months following, you leave the facility, but then you go back like once a month to do a checkup to see how your progress is going. And then following that, I think you have an extra 6 months of, you can kind of give them a call and see any questions or anything like that. So it's like a full bore, serious, full bore deal.
Of the world tree are corrupted by the nightmare. Cleanse Shalonir of the infestation.
Shalonir. Okay. It's not this kind of thing. The nice, like, I have a very weird take on all of this, I guess. Maybe just because I've dealt with it for so long. But like, I dealt with it for so long that the pain just became regular, and it sucked, but you just kind of got used to it, which was very strange to say and strange to deal with. But yeah, I mean, sadly, when you're going through workers' comp, it's a very slow process regardless. They said it could take up to a month, but it could also take longer because LNI has to do what LNI has to do. And it's just one of those things of, I can't do anything at this point. I've done what I can do. And I see the doc on the 4th, my occupational medicine doc on the 4th, to talk to her about everything. Oh yeah, absolutely. I would love to not, have that worry of my arm being in extra pain and what's going to set it off, what's going to not set it off, how much can I do. But it's one of those things where, like, I've done all I can do, and at this point, me stressing about it or anything like that isn't going to. Oh, you're good. No, trust me, I've thought a lot worse, and I appreciate it. No, well, like, this is my second go around with LNI and workers' comp because I'm apparently accident prone, I guess. I don't really know, but I had surgery on my right shoulder a few years prior, back in 2019. Yeah, like mid 2019, something like that. I don't remember. 2018, 2019, I injured my arm and I ended up tearing my bicep, and I tore my labrum in 3 places. And so I was out of work then for also a year, just over a year. And it was during the whole COVID fun, and that was, dear God, I will say that having the COVID test nowadays, oh my God, it's such a nice gentle breeze in comparison to when I had my surgery, because they shoved that thing so far up your damn nose that it touches your freaking brain. Oh my God. And yeah, so I injured my arm then, tore that, got it fixed, fabulous. Then I re-injured my right side again. My right side just wants to perpetually be in pain, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, so the first time I dealt with LNI on my first injury, it was way worse. Now, certain things I can kind of understand because obviously LNI doesn't want to pay. That's just not shocking. So when I was first injured, I went to the doc and it basically felt like someone was tearing my arm off. Like, I remember very distinctly calling up my mom and being like, hey, can you take me to the hospital? I don't think I should drive right now. And she responded, "Can you call your brother and see if he can do it? Otherwise, call me back and I'll bring you to the hospital." I'm like, okay, give me a minute. So I call my brother. He doesn't answer, like a dick. And then call my mom back. I'm like, yeah, he didn't answer. Can you? She's like, I'm on my way. Be there soon. It was during the middle of her work day, so I felt bad, but I was in a lot of pain. Yeah, taxes, our system is kind of screwed. But yeah, so I just remember waking up and basically feeling like someone was ripping my arm off. And I remember they wanted me to go to PT for a few weeks before they would do an MRI. It took me about 3 months, maybe 6 months to get an MRI for my arm, but they wanted me to do PT before they did an MRI. And I'm like, this makes no sense. Why would...
We have a target for you in this area.
Like, I get it to an extent of they didn't want to pay, so they were hoping that PT would save it, but my first thought was, what if the PT makes it worse? Eventually, I got the MRI and they realized, yeah, you need surgery. But the funny thing was that I had to get the MRI done twice. Because the first MRI, I went in, did it, then I met with the surgeon. He goes, yeah, so here's the thing. I know I have a 99% certainty of what's wrong. However, they didn't do contrast with my MRI. So he said, I can't 100% point to the issue. So we need to have you go back in for another MRI with contrast so I can see it much more clearly, even though I have a very strong, like I can already tell you what's going on. But Ella and I wouldn't approve the surgery without the second MRI, so we had to go back through that again. It was fun. And the doctors wouldn't listen to me, and it was very frustrating. But this time has gone a lot better with doctors actually listening to me, which was surprising. But yeah, it's been fun. Just a normal Tuesday for me. Hey, Worgans. Oof. Actually, how much honor do I have? I think I need 7,500 for the pattern. Or for a pattern, I should say. Ooh, 7,000. Well, let's see if we can hit that 7,500. I'm much more of a PvPer on my druid. My hunter, I'm only doing the PvP because I want to get the patterns for inscription. But my druid, absolutely. I haven't done it in a while, but I've always loved healing in PvP. And druid specifically has always been so fun. I have a very fond memory of, in PvP, when... Well, I have a couple. Two of my favorites are... remember many times when, after I finally got geared, and obviously the perk with druids is being able just to hot yourself, run around, travel form, hop out, heal, travel form. And I remember basically having a conga line of horde attacking me, trying to kill me, while I just ran in a circle and healed all my guys and myself, while my guys picked off the ones who were attacking me. It was great. And then another one I always found funny was I died at the perfect time to make it so dramatic. It was just too fun. So when night elves die, you know how they do like the animation and they die very dramatically. So I was getting attacked by a warlock, I believe, and I was like, I'm dead. I'm dead. So I jumped off down towards gold mine. And as I jump, I go for the jump, and midair I die, and I shapeshift out and I do a mid and it just always made me laugh. It was so good. If I had that recorded, oh my god, would have been straight to YouTube. I played a lot early in the expansion. Are Druids any better now? Druids across the board seem pretty bad, at least in Mythic Plus. I'm not 100% sure. Like, I don't do any of the high-end stuff or anything like that. I've always loved Druids. I've loved how they play. PvP has always been one of those things that, like, once I've had gear, it's been fine. The occasional time where I just get absolutely wrecked, but for the most part, it's been fine. I haven't really had, like, I don't do Mythic Plus, and I don't do, like, high-end PvP. It's always just random Battleground for me. I just enjoy fucking around in it. And oh, got corrupted. Dick move. It was during the midnight PT. Oh man, that sucks. See, mine wasn't recorded or being recorded at all. This is before my days of recording gameplay and everything. But that was one of those things that I was like, oh my god, I would have loved to have that recorded. That was so funny. Oh, it just always made me laugh. And my whole team gaslighting me to use Bloodlust as a Horde Harroneer. Awesome. I think my favorite, my friend and I have a shared memory, and now it's become an inside joke between me and her. We were farming some Shadowlands stuff, and we were going through and we were gonna kill Kel'Thuzad. Gotcha. Mythic Plus is one of those things that I could do in retail. Feel some sort of like accomplishment. It's one of the, as well, an opinion. Okay, that makes sense. I've never been a big like kind of a thing. Just never been a big. I don't know. Been big in the competitive side. PvP, I guess, is competitive, but I still, it's like just me playing. You know, I support the team, but end of the day, it's I don't take it seriously. What'd you say, Skip? The whole team gaslighting me use Bloodlust as a Horde Harroneer. So the whole team, so the whole Mythic Plus ran. I was looking for it, and I'm telling them I didn't have it. They were telling me, yes, you do. So I looked it up, Horde Harroneer. So I looked it up, and Horde Harroneer Shamans don't have Bloodlust. It was a bug. Yeah. Yeah, I'd be definitely like, yeah, you do. You're a shaman. Shamans have Bloodlust. That's how it is. Bloodlust or heroism. We need it, man. That's awesome. Yeah, for me, when it comes to WoW, like a lot of my stuff, I play very solo. Like the most grouping I do is with my friend, and we tend to just either run delves together, run old raids or dungeons, farming different things or whatever. But yeah, we never really do too much competitive stuff. The most competitive things we did was during Legion Remix, where we were doing like mythics and all that fun stuff. That was because we were insanely overpowered. It's really fun. I think Mythic Plus the timer would help a lot. I could see that. I also see that the timer is just that extra bit of competitiveness with everyone, to where you're you know, going against the clock. So it has that extra like, okay, we need to be as efficient as possible, get so and so forth. I've never cared for it, mostly because I've just seen so many people just be assholes about it, and I have no desire to deal with that. And I have plenty of fun just like farming my professions, working on getting mounts or old gear sets, or at this point I've been farming gold. I've actually kind of my friend turned me on to how she makes gold, and she's been helping me out a lot, and I haven't been able to do as much actual farming like I'm doing right now for stuff due to my work on the video, and then Palworld was just taking all my attention. Better for socializing and making friends. Shooting the shit. I also think it'd be better for streamers who want to engage with their chat, which again helps the game. Yeah, I could see that. I think that they could do the option for a timer. I think would be an thing. So I'm sure there's plenty of people who just enjoy that extra challenge from the timer. Would be my guess. At least that's kind of the vibe I get from. Really, you give me jewel crafting? I'm not a jewel crafter. Inscription. But that's kind of the vibe I get from Mythic Plus things.
I have many wares.
But I do think they should have the option to do... I think they should just have the option to have no timer. Oops, nope. Don't get rid of that. Stars 50% health, only usable in battleground. Oh, scheisse, I'm gonna need that. It's not gonna help me. I'm gonna die, but it's gonna be nice. I think you have to go all in one way or the other. Well, that's what I'm saying. If you give the option to the group to either have timer or no timer, so that way you have that choice. But I feel like no matter what, it's gonna upset someone. Yeah, the one thing I bore about the plus the percentage and or timer, I feel like such a fake difficulty increase and frustrating. Oh, I could see that. Yes, but that would mess with the reward system. I mean, I'm sure there's a way to do it. Like, it seems weird that that wouldn't be a possibility. I mean, maybe if you have no timer, you just get less rewards in general. I don't know how they would cap it or do whatever, but... Oh, no, you wouldn't get the same rewards. God, no. Again, I don't know how they would, like, tank it. Okay, I know that I have to... Nope, nope. You stay there. Oh, I'm not gonna live. There's no chance. Like, I definitely feel that there's a way to do it, but it would take a lot more finessing than I think Blizz wants to put into it, than just to keep it as with a timer. Oh, okay, so attack the ones with the damn things on their head. Classic is definitely, I mean, I always loved Classic. I enjoy the grind, but I also enjoy retail and what it does. I'm about to get my shit rocked. I'm about to get... Feels so degrading missing like one pack in a route as a tank and botching the key because of that. Yeah, I just don't like that extra pressure. Like, I can see the fun in it to an extent, but I just, no. It's definitely not for me. I've always been more of a solo player anyways. And I really enjoy that I can do everything that I want to do mostly as a solo player. Bollocks. I'll pick up an orb. I'm about to get screwed, but we're going to pick up an orb. I know I have to go in the middle, but I'm gonna get my shit rocked if I do. Like, worse. Okay, I guess it wouldn't have mattered. I'm really hoping Classic Plus can be a nice cohesion between the two. OSRS did so well in its development for the most part. I'm curious what they're going to do for Classic Plus, if it ends up being Classic Plus. I know they've had the leaks and stuff, but I never count the chickens till they hatch. I can imagine tanking those just being a giant pain in the ass. Let's see if we can at least kill this one. Probably not. Oh, bad move. Click the wrong button. This is why I heal, man. I'm not a DPS. I'm a lover, not a fighter. Stressing on who to main for season 2. Yeah, I can't help you there. Or tank and retail with Skyrun if they took out the timer. I say, I feel like without the timer, they could still do it, just being, you know, obviously cut the rewards, reduce the rewards, reduce how much whatever you get. I'm obviously not a Mythic Plus player, so I have no idea, but I feel like there has to be a way to where you can do a no timer Mythic Plus. Hey, we got one. Ah, oh, scheisse. Yeah, all I'm seeing is just more reasons to not go into Mythic Plus for myself. Good thing it's never been an interest of mine. I do want to get on my Druid, though. I haven't played my Druid since, like, the first few weeks of Midnight. Because I started doing, getting footage for the story. And I've been very set on, trying to keep the cohesion of keeping it one character for the entire story. Oh, you some biscuit. Oh. Somebody heal me. Or don't. Yeah, I don't think Myth Plus is worth the headaches in my opinion, especially the solo player. Oh god, no. I mean, for me, the most like group activity I've done in the game was back in Burning Crusade when we did Karazhan, and then when I was on an arena team with a buddy of mine. That was basically the only real like group activity consistently that I was doing. Other than that, I just wasn't. Oh, he's in the shadow thing. I mean, we're gonna lose, so no real reason to stress over it. Alliance to almost always lose BGs. Well, that's wrong. You just probably have bad luck. Did like my Troll Warrior though, especially going through Zul'Aman. Makes sense. I got really hooked on my Demon Hunter. So that's basically become my main for Midnight. But I will never, Druid will never not be one of my favorites. Like it'll always be in top 2. Whether it's the number 1 or number 2 it's the only thing that changes. When you're playing Horde, Alliance always went seriously. Like it's terrible how that feels sometimes. I remember back in like Burning Crusade when I would switch around from Horde and Alliance and stuff, and there were some days where it just, no matter what, it was just all losses. Whether I was on Horde or Alliance, didn't fucking matter. And then some days it was all fucking gravy. It was great, but yeah, this just one of those things. Didn't realize I've been going for nearly 3 hours. How much? Nearly there. Nearly 1,000 Dreamleaf. The funniest thing is that the people in chat will always say the same thing. If you're on Horde and you're losing, they're going to say, well, Horde always loses. At least that was my experience, and then same with Alliance. And it's like, nope, it's just shit luck. That's just how it is. Right. Actually, I'm curious if TSM actually will work for me here. TSM restock. Okay. So yeah, I need bro, what? Haven't been subbed in a minute. I don't think anyone's trying to sell me some shitty art. Oh, what the hell? Okay, that was weird. I mean, we talked about AI pictures or AI art, but I personally don't call it art, just AI pictures. And that I've been trying to think of ways to kind of enhance the video. Because like, well, there was one comment that I got on my Sylvanas video. The first part of the Sylvanas videos that I have, which I need to get back to doing her videos because I want to dive more into her stuff. But it was really funny because the person essentially told me Actually, let me see if I can find the comment. Oh yeah, yeah, the thumbnails. Like I get the idea. End of the day, it's their channel, whatever. Just ignore them, kind of a thing. Hey, someone's annoyed that I didn't say Agamagan right. I knew it would happen. And this is the stuff that's always, it's always funny because, like I say, I overthink this crap like no tomorrow, and yeah, end of the day, it is what it is. Let's see if I can find it. Screw it. Basically, the person was telling me to just not post the rest of the Sylvanas stuff because it was essentially just an audiobook. And I was thinking, well, yeah, because everything that happened in the Sylvanas book happened before the game. So I can't really, it's not a whole lot to show specifically other than certain locations that I can get footage of. Sounds more like a compliment than an insult. It's 50-50. I mean, end of the day, it's one of those things of I can only do what I can do, and there's only so much that I can show. Like everything in the Sylvanas book, except for Arthas's attack, is stuff that happens before. Well, it all happens before the game, but you know, I can only get the aftermath and stuff like that. So it's not like I can. There's probably ways for me to do certain things, but one thing I've learned is that you can't please everyone, and
My hammer. I underestimated your strength.
oh, is that an arena? Oh, okay. OSRS. I'm not familiar with it. Do. Oh, RuneScape. Okay. Old school. Okay. I did play RuneScape before I got into WoW. Definitely didn't draw me in like WoW did, shockingly enough.
Using dark magic to turn acolytes of Elithir to stone. Save our noble allies from the Harpy curse.
But here's the funny thing is that the person commented saying that no one knows how to say Agamagan's name right, which of course I said it wrong. But the place they told me to go to get the voice line didn't appear. So, and like I say, for me, it's, I think of like how the Night Elves are going to pronounce it since they say their A's differently and so on and so forth. End of the day, you can't please everyone. RuneScape was easy for me. Oh yeah. I think that was kind of the big draw, was that it was free and, you know, right there. Yeah, I mean, at this point, it is what it is. Like, if someone's really being just a complete dick, I will either A, hide them from the channel, because I have no desire to see their shit on my page, or I'll respond using an AI response, because I don't want to waste brain power responding to it myself. But I've never understood people who just want to be assholes in the comments. Like, there's a way to say something without sounding like a complete dick. But so many people choose the dickish route. Maybe not so many, but a very loud minority. It's all just flavor. Yeah, I just never got into RuneScape like I did WoW. It was definitely a bit for the graphics, for sure. And for me, it's 50-50. Like, I have the very annoying habit of my brain hyper-focusing on certain things. And it can be hard sometimes to not focus on those when it's like there's a better way to say things. And yeah, it's one of those annoying things, the annoying side effects of making content is that you're gonna run into that no matter what. Whether it's the best content in the world or whatever, there's gonna be someone who doesn't like it for whatever reason, or that one little error you did or whatever. Yeah, that's always the annoying part.
We have a target for you in this area.
There you are.
Be vigilant.
Like, I have no problem with constructive criticism, but there's just a way to phrase. It doesn't take a lot of work to phrase it in a way that doesn't feel like an attack, you know? And I realize that it's the internet and it's just how it is. Sometimes if it bugs me enough, I just block it. Because for me, like I say, there's a way to correct someone without making them feel like shit. That's my thing. And you don't need to coddle the person, but there's ways to do it. That just overall makes it better for everyone. What are we at? 1,045. 1,145. It's one of those things that if it really irks me enough, I just hide the user from channel. Because I have no care for people just being dicks and not being able to communicate properly. Because I have had people in my comments do the constructive criticism to where it's like, okay. You know, even if I do say something like that, my brain won't let me move on. That's the problem. And it's not like it's the end of the world where for like a month straight I'll just be focusing on that. But depending on how my brain decides to be a dick, it'll a day or two. But like I say, that is the price of posting stuff on the internet. Oh, bollocks. If I had a suggestion, it'd be to make a RuneScape lore video next April 1st. That would be funny. A 6-hour retrospective of RuneScape. Yeah, I mean, over time it does get easier for certain comments. I say there's the ones that just kind of make me laugh to where it's like, why? Others, it's just, it could be just, you know, where my mind is at the moment or where whatever, but it's like, again, there's just a way to say things where you're not coming off as a roiling cunt. Like, it's just, I've just never understood it. Those are one of those pet peeves. Like, I used to work in doing deliveries for Lowe's, and I'd have some customers to where I was like, why are you like this? Like, who made you sad to where you're being this much of a dick? Because you're not helping anyone. All right, so let's do some milling. Actually, let's move out of the road, though. Oh, yeah. No, that's what a buddy of mine tells me. He does, like, OBS, tech help, stuff like that. And he's like, yeah, man, every comment's engagement. I'm like, I do an extent. It just depends on how much I want the engagement for that, you know? And like I said, I'll respond to the comment basically like, my bad. And I even went to it to hear the pronunciation and it didn't show up. So, so I mean, what do you want from me? Oh, 100% skip it. I mean, no matter, it's not, you can't avoid it. No matter what, there's gonna be just those comments. There's gonna be that person who had a bad day and wants to take it out on you for whatever reason. And that's just sadly the way the cookie crumbles nowadays. Well, not nowadays, but just in general. Oh, 100%. Well, like for me, it's not the greatest mindset, but it helps me not be as like, I don't know how to phrase it in a certain way, but like I open my notification on my YouTube studio as like, who's upset with me today or who did I piss off today kind of a thing. Because it's one of those like expect the worst, hope for the best. And so if I go in with that mindset of, okay, someone's going to be angry with me or I did something wrong and it's there, I'm like, okay, well, I was right. Which isn't a great mindset. I get it. But it helps me with not focusing so hard on the people being dicks. Dear God, that sallow pigment just does not want to mill out, and it's stupid expensive. If I could exchange roseate pigment for the sallow, oh my God, that'd be great. It would be too beautiful. But that sallow pigment is just so goddamn hard to get. Wow. Really? Bruh. Sallow pigment, why? I thought we were friends. Alright, how much sallow pigment did that even net me? 37? Oh, bloody hell. That's like the worst return by a landslide. Holy shit. Alright, let's see the 195. Can we get any luckier with that? I think after I finish up this milling, I'll call it a day. I think a 3-hour live stream is solid. Oh my god. Did sallow get worse since I did this last? Holy hell. Bollocks indeed. Millie Rock. Bruh. The annoying thing is that the Legion stuff, like, it takes... there's some here that take a stupid amount of sallow pigment. 15 sallow... 15... Is 15 the most? Still, 15 for one glyph. Oh, Jesus, man. Well, looks like I'll be doing more farming later on. But we'll see if the nightmare pods give me any love. Well, okay. So the nightmare pods are where it's at. Yeah. So the nightmare pods give you the goods. Okay. Cool. Let's head back to the Silvermoon. I figure I'll at least finish up my Midnight Profession stuff. And then call it a day. Well, at least I know my internet can handle streaming, so that's cool. Oh, my poor computer. Just give it 20 minutes, it'll load. If you ever want to see what the building looks like, you know, without the front of it, there you go. It takes like a good... No, what's up, Bro Train? Thank you, I'm glad you enjoy them. Yeah, I don't think I'll be streaming too much longer, but... But yeah, my internet's been questionable for a while, and finally got it to where it seems like it's able to, you know, stream. I have some other stuff I wouldn't mind streaming, like Palworld or something like that, but I don't know if I want to do that on Twitch or just stream it on the YouTube channel and just make sure the title says Palworld or something. So try and keep everything as, you know, one deal. I haven't done any patron orders, though. 1 minute. Oh, that's why. It's stuck in Legion. There we go. I definitely plan to stream more. I don't know the hours that I'll stream or like anything like that, but it would probably be later in the night. I'm not sure if streaming like for example, if I decided to stream Power World, I don't know if that would really change the, you know, algorithm too much. Lore playthrough streams. What's going on, HB? Hope you're doing well today. Yeah. So are you talking like just like where I would start a new character and go through and basically like read the quests and stuff like that and dive more into the lore of the area and the quest going on? Is that kind of what you were thinking with that? Sweet. Okay, so those are done. I considered doing like a let's play series kind of a thing where I would do that and just kind of take it really slow and read through the quests and either A, go full on nerd about stuff that I know or try to learn about it live or whatever. I wouldn't be opposed to that. Although I think I would need to have my other account because I have too many characters. I've reached the max limit of characters on this account. I've made too many for different videos. So I needed footage for various things. Oh, that's known.
Many deals for a friend of the Grumbles.
Okay.
Farewell, friend of the Grumbles.
But yeah, I'm not sure if I want to do I thought about doing Power World stuff because I've just been enamored with that game. But I'm not sure if I want to do like a dual streaming kind of a thing or if I want to do like non-WoW stuff I do on Twitch and WoW stuff I do on YouTube. That is Corpsefly, okay. Shadowlands. Bruh. Imagine seeing that just walking around the city. Nightmare. That's kind of what I actually did with the lore playthrough with my Let's Play when I was doing that. Because I kind of had where I would read through the quests and kind of talk a little more about it, but Let's Plays don't really get views, so it never really took off. I had some people really like them, but nothing too crazy. But yeah, I could definitely do that for a stream. I would not be opposed to that at all. Like I said, I would probably have to start use my other account because yeah. I just love what they did to Silver Moon. It's freaking gorgeous. But I think that's gonna do it for me today. Might go take a nap or something, but either way I'm gonna work on the next video and try and do some stuff for the channel. So it's gonna be good times. But thanks to everyone for popping in. I need to write down who comes in chats because I like to thank individuals. But thanks for coming in, everyone. Bro, Croach, Skip, HB, much appreciated. Soul, and I think there was one more religious person, something like that. Either way, yeah. Thanks all for coming in and chatting. Definitely nice talking to all of you. It's always nice to go back and forth with peeps. I will definitely take it easy for sure. I think it's nap time for me, so I didn't really do much sleeping. And then just working on stuff for the channel, so it's gonna be a good day. But hope everyone has a good rest of your Sunday. Thank you, Creature. I hope you have a lovely day as well. And I'll try and stream a little more often, because it is fun. I just don't know times or anything like that, so it'll be just up in the air whenever I can do it. So, alrighty. Thanks all, and I will see you in the, well, next video most likely. Well, unless I see you in the next stream. All right, take care of yourself.